It's Wednesday, October the 11th, and you're tuned in to the TNIAB podcast. I'm Vince.
Anthony.
And this is the Geek Chic Culture Show where we talk about all the cool things in the whole wide world. This week, we watched a movie.
Yeah.
It just hit me now. We did.
Yep.
We watched.
Wait, before you reveal the title.
Yes.
It's a hot new Jackie Chan film.
Yeah, we did.
Fresh out of Taiwan. You know, now you can reveal the title.
The Kung Fu Yoga.
Kung Fu Yoga. We saw this movie in Walmart.
Yeah.
And we're like, why is Jackie Chan in a movie called Kung Fu Yoga?
And how come the cover has Jackie Chan driving a car with a lion?
Exactly. And from there, our interests were piqued, but not enough to watch it or to buy the DVD.
Right.
And it came out on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
And we had no excuse.
Yeah, so we watched it.
Listen, you got to start with this thing because I can't even with this movie. I don't know. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to do.
So the premise is Jackie Chan is a revered or famous archaeologist. And a girl from India recruits him to find some legendary treasure that was lost in history when an old when
Liu Bei.
yeah, when some sort of dynasty warrior character had to seek refuge in India's territory, and yeah,
Stuff happened.
yeah, that's what they're looking for. Okay,
think of Laura Croft and or Uncharted, but Jackie Chan's in it,
yeah,
and then also it's a comedy.
yeah, and a kung fu flick
That too.
with yoga.
That barely, but
Yeah.
it's mentioned at least once or twice, so it goes in the title.
Also, this ain't a low budget movie.
No, oh my god. This movie had money to burn.
Yes.
And they wasted it. They wasted it. Like, okay, so this movie is
So good.
For everything they do right,
Yes.
they do three things wrong. But they're so wrong that you can't hate it. Mm-hmm. It's just like, that was ridiculous. Like, why? Who greenlit this movie? Who was like, I know what to spend my money on? This terrible CG. Or like this car chase where it's just a bunch of super expensive cars, but really they're doing nothing.
Yeah, except being crushed.
But they're not crushed. They're only crushed in CG. They're not actually crushed. They're just crushed in bad CG. Mm-hmm. This movie is serious kung fu flick at the best of times.
Yeah.
And also Nickelodeon level like good guy, bad guy also at the best of times, because the main bad guy is from a rival Indian family who also wants the treasure, but he is just the baddest ass motherfucker you've ever met. Oh my God. You are introduced to this character by it's him riding on a white horse through the desert while holding a white falcon in his arm.
Yeah.
While wearing like the most baller Gucci suit you've ever seen, and he lets it go, and it just his falcon just kills another bird for no reason. There is no story relevance for his falcon to be
because his falcon's badass.
Yeah, and his falcon's just like, I'm also badass. And everything this guy does is with the swagger and utmost confidence of the craziest anime villain.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's good.
The yoga portion of this movie barely exists.
I feel like they had to put it in because they wanted to touch all parts of Indian culture.
Yeah.
And so they do like breathing techniques and poses when they can.
Because yoga can make you breathe underwater for over 7 minutes.
No. 9 months.
When you're in the womb, you're doing yoga and you're holding your breath for 9 months. That's not how that works.
In the fetal position.
That's not how that works.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do. It's called science. It doesn't work like that. It's hard to talk about this movie, and it sounds like we're going all over the place, because this movie is all over the place. Like, I'm telling you is an accurate portrayal of what happens in this movie.
It's pretty good.
There are 0 establishing shots. So establishing shots are usually used, like you might have seen it, it's like B-roll footage of a city, like a shot of a bus, to show that the character is traveling from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. Not in this movie. This movie, Jackie Chan is like, we need to go to the Arctic. And then the movie's like, okay, hard cut, next scene, they're in the Arctic.
The other thing, too, is for no reason, Jackie's friends are the most baller people in the world.
Yeah. He has a half Asian friend who's just a Tomb Raider.
Yep.
And he's got the most chiseled jaw I've ever seen a Chinese man have.
Yeah. He's got this other friend who's just he digs holes with lasers.
Yeah, he's an oil rig dude.
Yeah. And this dude is in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah.
And Jackie Chan calls him and says, "Hey, I need a hold dog in icy Tibet. Can you be here? 3 days? Okay."
All right, I'll be there. Next shot, he's there.
Yeah.
And they don't even have a scene where they're like welcoming him there.
Yeah.
It's just he's there. There was like we saw him throughout 4 scenes, and we're like, who is that guy? Why is he here? Oh, that's the guy from the phone call. He said he'd be here in 3 days.
Not the next scene.
This movie is also like, man, this movie puts Uncharted to shame. Because they are traveling the globe.
Yeah.
They go from China. They go to Tibet. Yeah. Then they go to Saudi. They go to Dubai. They go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Then they go to India.
Yeah.
And it's just all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they have the budget to do it. Like who? Like. It's just here's a bunch of China money and here's a bunch of Saudi Arabian money, and then just go to town.
That's true. It's a Asian Indian or Chinese Indian collaboration.
Yeah, Asian and South Asian collab. But
this movie has moments.
This movie has moments,
yeah,
like that are fan-fucking-tastic.
Okay, this movie is a sequence of moments,
and this movie has moments that are just like, what is happening? Mm-hmm. Who thought this was a good idea?
Yeah.
Why am I watching this movie?
Yeah.
The ending is just spectacular.
Oh yeah.
The ending is something else.
It comes at you quick.
I don't want to spoil it. It's what the fuck. Yeah. This movie, I don't know, like if we had to give this movie like an award.
Yeah.
It'd be for like most what the fuck just happens. Like that would be an award category, and it'd be like kind of number one runner.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what to think about this movie.
Same.
Like before we watched it, I looked up the ratings. I looked at IMDb and all this stuff. IMDb has it at like a 5.3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes has it at like a 50 something. Metacritic has it at like a straight 50.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of agree. Like,
yeah.
Like half of that movie's great. Half of that movie's what the fuck am I doing with my time? It's the perfect score. It's like a 50, but not in a bad way. It's like the most accurate score it could have been given.
Yeah. For example, like this movie has some. Yeah, it does have some really crazy or really good choreographed scenes, especially with what's his face, Jones.
Yeah,
the kid. He does some really cool things.
The Tomb Raider.
Yeah, the Tomb Raider does some cool things. But then it also has like just awful jokes, and it's like there's one moment where Jackie almost drowns, and when they pull him out of the water, he asks the girl to hit his stomach, so he could just spit water in her face.
Yeah, it doesn't do CPR.
Yeah,
she just punches him in the stomach,
and he like throws up water in his face, her face, twice.
Yeah, and that's a joke.
Yeah,
right.
And I was like, what happened there?
Like there are certain musical scores in this that I have just been taken straight out of like Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner, Looney Tunes style bits. The villain is to the utmost evil.
Yeah.
Until he's not.
Yeah.
I just
His turn. Oh, that turn.
it's nonsensical.
Oh man.
It just happens for no reason.
No, Jackie gives him a reason.
No one has convinced him otherwise, and he's just like, whatever.
The other thing about this movie is Jackie Chan stars as Jackie Chan, only he dropped the IE.
Yeah, he's just Jack.
Jack Chan. So.
Which I like. I want to call him Jack Chan forever.
Yeah.
But I also don't.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've been calling him Jackie Chan for too long.
Can't let it go.
I don't know. What is there to say about it? Like, I think you should watch it because it's a spectacle.
Yeah.
Like, there is nothing... I've never seen anything like this movie. It is so weird.
I think that's what makes it excellent.
Or it makes it super average.
Oh. You don't have taste.
I think I don't. Maybe I do. I don't know. This movie has put everything I know about movies into question. I don't know what to think about anything anymore. My life has turned upside down.
I just don't know.
Inside out.
I don't know how they made the villain so badass. Like, how do they make him so awesome?
They pulled it from anime. They 100% pulled everything
There's
from anime.
a scene where one of his
He's like goons.
yeah, he's like, boss catch, and he's like from across the palace.
And the guy is the boss is walking in one direction.
Yeah.
The goon is behind him and says boss catch, throws a thing down the hallway, and he just reaches his hand out and catches it without even looking.
Yeah. He's so cool.
I don't know what to do about this movie. I don't know what I watched.
It was good though.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. Sure.
Solid.
I accept that.
4 out of
score.
7.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like. I give it like a.
I give it a full Jackie out of Chan.
I give it a full Jack out of Chan.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. There you go. That was like, check it out. There's nothing else like this movie. It's so weird.
It's beautiful.
It's art.
Oh yeah, that's it.
It's art.
Yeah, that could explain it. That definitely explains it. Wow.
This movie's stupid.
Also, even though half the movie's English, watch with the subtitles on.
Oh yeah, because they'll just randomly switch between Mandarin to like Punjabi and then back to English within the same conversation between the same people.
Yeah, and you have no idea if they can all understand each
other or not. You're just like, okay, for some reason this sentence was in Mandarin and now this sentence is in English. What just happened? And now these other people are responding in Punjabi, I assume, is the language. And you're just like,
yeah.
Is this what's happening? Do they all understand each other? Do they all have babblefish in their ears?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deal with it.
Stupid. This movie's dumb.
Great. That's that.
I guess.
Yeah. Cool. Let's move into our picks of the week.
You want to go?
Sure, I have all movie trailers. I'll start with the first one is Justice League, because it was New York Comic Con, so all these came from Comic Con.
Okay.
Justice League had its next trailer. I think it's the final trailer before the launch trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. It showed some stuff. Had a bit more humor to it. It was a bit lighter, a bit more like... It opens up with a serious tone of, oh, Superman's dead. We're going to save the world in his spirit, because Batman's like, I promised him I'd protect the world.
I promised him.
And there was a bunch of cool shots, ton of Aquaman being all number one boy.
I think that's the most surprising thing about this trailer.
Yeah.
Is like, I know in previous trailer they made Aquaman look pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they went out of their way to make Aquaman look like
coolest.
A badass.
Yeah. Yeah, Cyborg catches him in midair. My man!
And then he throws him.
Yeah.
And then while he's being thrown in midair, he just throws his spear.
And he's like...
Whatever. I don't need the trident.
He's like, I'm not flying fast enough.
No. It's too much weight. Too much drag.
Yeah.
Get out of here. And then he lands on the Batmobile. And he's like, sure.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, but it was nice to see at the end. There's, some humor in the movie, so... For all the people who thought it was going to be just serious darkness, then... It's not.
I was kind of hoping for that, to be honest.
I was never gonna be that.
Yeah, I know. The Marvel style is too popular.
Yeah.
I just wish it was different.
And yeah, so it was alright.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that it came out so soon.
Yeah, Batmobile could use more guns, but whatever.
Nah.
Yeah.
Could use more missiles.
Sure. Whatever. Tomato, tomato.
It's not. No.
Tomato, potato.
It's not how the saying goes either.
Potato, potato.
Nope. It's getting further.
Potato, patatas.
God damn it. I guess that,
Yeah.
that works, I guess. It's not what I was looking for, but it works.
Okay, my next one is about giant robots.
Yeah.
This is Pacific Rim 2. Mm-hmm. John Boyega is the star. He plays the son of... Oh, what's his face?
The Colonel from the first movie?
Yeah, I forget his real name.
I forget.
Yeah. And it's a couple
Wait,
of years...
is it Idris Elba? No.
Yeah, it's Idris Elba.
Okay, yeah,
he plays Idris Elba's his son. Pentecost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
What a name!
Yeah. So he plays his son. It takes place a couple of years later, obviously. And monsters still coming. Robots have evolved a little bit more.
But so have the monsters.
Yeah. I think what this movie tried to show is that it's weird. The movie's not directed by Guillermo del Toro, but it is still 100% his story and 100%, his visual style.
Mm-hmm.
That said, it looks way more colorful than what I remember the first one looking like.
First one was very drab. There's a lot of rain scenes, a lot of nighttime
scenes. And I think this one they really went for like daytime, like the day glow effect.
Yeah, and everything is like neon and contrasted with the roof.
It looks very like Neo Tokyo in the sense
Neo Yokio.
Sure, that works. It's very colorful, and I'm all for color. I have heard the argument that people think it looks a little Power Rangers-y.
Yeah.
Because they went super color, and now they're doing young kids.
And they have a team of robots.
Team-based, yeah. So, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, like, on one sense, it's like, no, wait, that makes sense. He just moved it to be more anime.
Yeah, instead of more kaiju, he just turned it into tokusatsu.
He's like, let's roll anime. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. Mm-hmm. The thing that excites me about this trailer is there's clearly going to be a bad guy in the mech.
Yeah,
because there's some mech on mech fights, and that's what I want to see. Mm-hmm. And then as for the kaiju apparently can combine.
I guess.
Or absorb into one another, which is also really cool.
Yeah. What I'm hoping from this movie is that there's a scene where they are in dire straits, and they're like, I don't know what to do. Who's going to save us? All is lost. All hope is lost. And then the main pilots from the first movie show up.
Charlie Hunnam?
Yeah, Charlie Hunnam and what's her face?
I forget. But her name was Makoto in the movie, right?
Yeah. And then they both show up and they're like, we've been living in our Jaeger under the ocean to escape the government. But we're here to save you now because you need us.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then, was it Whiskey Tango? What's the name of that in Jaeger?
Oh, yeah. I forget. Striker Eureka, who was Australia.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know.
But yeah, they show up in that robot and they're like, no worries, we got this.
I would love to see Charlie Hunnam return.
Wait, no, didn't they sacrifice that robot at the end of the movie?
They sacrificed all the robots.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Maybe they won't show up.
Yeah.
Lame.
I thought I saw Makoto in this trailer, but she's like a civilian now.
Yeah, she's like running. Are you saying that all Asians look the same?
She's the only Asian in this movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So they showed her.
I do remember. I haven't really looked up on it or like followed up, but I know that in pre-production when they were saying this movie was greenlit, Charlie Hunnam had turned down the script or like turned down returning.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is that why they got John Boyega?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if something's maybe that changed and they're just keeping hush hush until the movie comes out. See what happens. But otherwise, yeah, it looks like a fun giant robot movie.
Yeah, it looks more comedic than the first movie. Like it looks like the first movie didn't take itself that seriously, but this one looks like it's just like this is a big old fun romp. Like let's all do stuff. Yeah,
the thing about the first movie, so the first movie trailer centered itself around a speech that Idris Elba gives.
Yeah,
like something with the apocalypse, right? Mm-hmm. And this trailer revolves around John Boyega making a similar speech, but it's just not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, John Boyega kind of doesn't have the same gravitas of voice that Idris Elba has. But also, like, the scenes they're showing with what the speech is saying don't really match. It's like, this is very serious. It's wartime. We got to try and do this stuff. And then they'll just show a bunch of robots in a super colorful city being like, look at all our powers, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it. I could get used to this. Yeah.
It's that kind of a thing.
Yeah,
so I feel like there's a weird tonal, like discord, like not discord. That's the wrong word for it. But there's like two different ideas that are going on at the same time.
Yeah, it's almost like Guillermo del Toro had to switch his script to appeal to too many audiences.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It remains to be seen. This is just a trailer. Hopefully, the movie's a bit more, I guess, not grounded, no, but just a bit has the same tones as the first.
If at some point someone yells, "Let my creatures grow," that'd be great. If Rita Repulsa shows up, movie complete.
That's true. My last pick is the big trailer, and that is this is the last trailer I'm going to watch for this movie. This is Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Before you talk about this movie, I want to say that this trailer alone has a lot of cool shots that would be great stills.
Yeah.
Like if you just took a picture of that scene.
Yeah.
And the way things are framed.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Very cool trailer. The trailer, I honestly think this is probably like the best Star Wars trailer I've seen in a very long time.
Probably the best Star Wars trailer I've seen, period.
Yeah, like it really does a good job at building the hype.
And it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like it spoils anything.
No, like, but the trailer does a great job at like just with juxtaposition, like giving you the theme that Rey and Kylo Ren are clearly both super powerful. One has gone one way, one is trying to go the other, but you never know. Maybe their paths will cross.
Yeah.
They're somehow connected, and it does a lot.
They like brother and sister?
No, I don't know. Who knows? But like, and it does a lot of other things too. Like they show you all these images and they pair it along with like such desperate lines and narration, and so your mind naturally assumes that things are like gonna hit or like
shit's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah, like they do a great moment where they basically imply Kylo Ren has to kill his mom, but you don't know if that's happening.
And you're like, what?
But the bigger one is the ending to the trailer where they imply like Luke has abandoned Rey, and Rey's only hope for I guess salvation is Kylo Ren himself.
Yeah.
And like I don't think that's gonna happen in the movie, but the way that they've done this in this trailer, you're like, man.
They make it look like Luke is just like, hey, this thing that I wasn't scared of before, scares the shit out of me now. Yeah. I need to go.
Yeah. So it's real exciting. There's one part of the trailer where I feel like maybe not. They didn't need to add it in. It's when Chewbacca's yelling, and then it zooms out to a smaller little creature. Called a porg.
So I've seen, you know that meme where it's a guy with his girlfriend and he's looking back at another girl?
Fuck that meme.
So there is one, it's with a guy and he's holding hands with Chewbacca and he looks back and it's the porg.
Yeah. I saw that. Damn. It's too real.
It's a good one.
But no, the trailer got me hyped. I'm into it. And I think that's it.
That's it? Okay, I got no trailers.
All right.
But I do got two news stories. So they're coming out of gamesindustry.biz. The first one is about something you love, near and dear to your heart.
Overwatch.
Toys.
Okay.
That's all right. We mentioned a while ago that Toys R Us had filed for bankruptcy protection because they had, I think it was $5 billion in long-term debt.
Yeah, they did.
So recently, they are teaming up with UK-based developer PlayFusion to introduce, get this, AR into their stores.
Nice.
So you can walk around Toys R Us experiencing alternate reality.
Nice.
And some of the examples they have are Jeffrey the Giraffe, who we covered extensively, just appearing in the store and being like a store guide.
Nice.
Being able to have a different, like it's like this is a Lego set, but you want to see what it's like, the size of it. You could see like a model in front of that Lego set and see how big this thing is or whatever it is.
They do that in the Lego store.
Yeah. So it sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like the future of shopping. It seems like a great way to try and get kids interested in going to the toy store again. right? Just bringing in that new tech, which they really haven't been utilizing.
Yeah, I think toys for the longest time is one of the things where it's like the only way that they try and interest kids is check out this big box on the shelf and see like, all the fancy pictures on the backside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought this was a really cool idea. Nicole Hayes, Senior Corporate Manager of Communications for Toys R Us, is quoted as saying, "We are clearly all about bringing our stores to life and making them a place for kids to play. We also know our customers want more than just a place to shop. They will want something different, like experiences and toys out of the box." So I think that's like a really smart move on Toys R Us's place.
Yeah.
The question is, will it be enough to get people to go back to the toy store, stop buying from Amazon?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting proposition. Like, I can see word of mouth spreading on like schoolyard playgrounds, being like, "Yo, my dad took me to Toys R Us yesterday. You gotta go. Like, there's stuff there, man."
Well, I still think kids prefer going to a toy store than online. It's just the parents who don't want to.
Yeah, that too. It's also a shift in parental, like, you don't want to go to the store.
Yeah. Like, because like kids, I know a lot of kids watch YouTube for toys, but they don't think about buying it online. They just go.
So like, where's this thing?
Yeah.
There's probably a place.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I thought it was a pretty interesting thing. The other one I want to talk about is Capcom is hopefully sweating buckets because Tekken 7 has sold over 2 million units since its release in June, which has surpassed Street Fighter V.
Oh wow!
They surpassed Street Fighter V in 3 months, and Street Fighter V's been out for a year.
That's kind of sad.
I think that goes to show the quality of those games. Street Fighter V launched with like abysmal support, a really kind of small roster, bad online stuff, shitty microtransactions. Like, the whole thing was just a mess. And then here comes Tekken 7. Like, if you pay that $70 out of the box and you're getting full featured fighting game, that's just fantastic. And apparently it's like one of the best Tekkens to ever be released.
Yeah.
And with that, they're still supporting it with aftermarket DLC if you want to buy stuff.
Yeah.
I really hope like this is a lesson kind of to Capcom to be like, hey, maybe we should make some quality games, right? Like, your game still has to be good even if you want to support that game as a service.
Yeah.
Right? You can't ship out.
Yeah. Like, Street Fighter V in its current state is good now, right?
It's okay. It's got some just... People don't like how attack focused it is. It feels like if you're not on the offensive at all times forever, there's no, like, you don't win, right? There's no mind games. There's no back and forth. Whereas in Street Fighter V, at least in later iterations, started to strike a balance between defense and offense with their EX attacks, multiple supers, and the focus attack, right, where you could absorb a hit.
Yeah.
So there, especially when it got into the last edition, Ultra, where you had red focus, and red focus is you used a part of your super meter, and you could absorb as many hits as you could take, right? And so it really made a sweet back and forth between offense and defense in that game, and it made that game really deep to play. Like, Street Fighter 4 is super good. It's probably the second best Street Fighter game.
Yeah.
Whereas Tekken 5 is just all offense all the time because people like the comebacks. But the thing is they've made comebacks meaningless.
Yeah.
Because everyone has comeback potential, and when it doesn't seem like it takes a lot of skill to do said comeback, then it kind of just loses all excitement.
Sure.
What I'm interested in, though, is because Tekken 7 now seemingly has a bigger install base than Street Fighter 5, if game tournaments will start moving away from Street Fighter being the main game.
It's definitely could happen.
It could happen. I think the thing that will be difficult for that to happen is the fact that Capcom sponsors most of the fighting game tournaments.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to... I think they played hardball at a certain point. Like, if you want to have a tournament that will help you qualify for a Capcom Cup, and you want to just advertise to pro players that, like, hey, my tournament is going to get you points, you have to have Street Fighter V as your main game, and you can't play previous iterations of that game. Like in a main tournament sense, like you can have a side tournament and do whatever you want. Right?
Yeah.
You can go play Alpha 3 if you feel like it.
Yeah. But the ticket event is 5.
The ticket event is 5, and it has to be main stage.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's going to put kind of pressure. Like I wonder if fighting game communities will just be like, no, this game kind of sucks, and we want to play this better game, right? So it'll be interesting to see in the coming days or in the coming tournaments, I should say.
Wow, that's crazy. Tekken, so popular.
Tekken, 3 months it outsold Street Fighter V. That's crazy.
Yeah. Man, 10 years ago that would unheard of. 20 years ago, unheard of. But today, man,
there you go.
The world we live in. Jeez, things are changing all the
Things are
time.
changing.
Wow.
That's pretty much it for gaming news I saw. I saw a couple things about who's the guy who's always on the Overwatch memes, and he's like the head
Jeff
of Overwatch.
Kaplan?
Yeah, Jeff Kaplan had come out, and I think it was last week.
Yeah.
I missed the story, but he talked about how the Overwatch community right now is very dangerous for his developers.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the developers refuse to try and interact because they just get attacked constantly.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I want to ask you though, like, do you see that stuff in the Overwatch community? Because like I don't follow the Overwatch community, so when I see that, like, all I ever see of the Overwatch community is fan art.
Well, that's the only part of the community I follow.
Yeah.
Like, I only follow the fan art and
And it's people shipping other people.
Yeah, and the shipping. And, like, that's just harmless fun.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we get, like, there's, like, definitely heated debates and stuff, but it's like...
Yeah, because May is Bay and whoever...
Sure, but it's like, it's all fun. But if you ever go on the Blizzard official forums and talk, and you go to, like, the balance change patches and whatnot, and, like...
Is it just a nightmare?
Oh, fuck, yeah. It's like, you fucking ruined this character. Like, you killed Mercy, or Lucio's useless, or... You didn't give somebody a skin. What the fuck?
It's a bunch of people who know nothing about game design telling you how to design your game.
Yeah, so that part of it is rough. I will say, like, as much as I wish that I was playing Overwatch on the, let's say, Prime platform.
The PC?
Yeah, I am glad that I'm not, because the PS4 has almost zero voice chat.
Yeah.
And you don't have access to the keyboard.
True.
So all you have are your dumb emotes.
You could, I guess on the PC you can mute those or filter those options out. Like, I don't want to see chat, I don't want to hear voices from other people, but yeah, it's like a good point.
Yeah. Like, it has its ups and downs, for sure. But I think, like, if you're playing Overwatch now and you want to be competitive, you're going to have a team anyway. So it's not like it's a big issue, so yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I heard about that and I was just like, man.
Yeah, and it sucks too,
sucks.
especially because, like, the community's super toxic in terms of competitive play, and I think he also states that, or Jeff Kaplan has also said that, like, we've had to put more resources into, like, putting in reporting features and banning people, and putting more resources into looking at those requests. And it's like, the more time we put in that, is the less time we can use to make characters, maps, things you want.
There's also things that came out from developers, not directly on forums, but they were talking about how ever since Overwatch started, it's become a bigger project than when it released.
Oh, for sure.
And they're putting in like double-digit days. Yeah. Right? And there was a couple, like, certain people had to go on leave because, like, they would come to work and feel guilty that they weren't working on it when they went home and stuff and all this stuff. And it was mainly because of pressure from fans. And that kind of stuff is shitty. Like, I don't know.
Sure.
Hopefully the people who listen to this show aren't those type of people.
Sure.
But if you are, stop doing that. That's fucking shitty.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they do, like, they've kept to their word. I've been really surprised. Like, they always have something going on in that game at a constant clip, whether it's like monthly or whatever.
Whatever, man. You have the Overwatch minute every fucking week. I feel like that game is changing all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
To a point where I think if I were playing that game a lot, I would be happier with fewer updates if it meant that developers weren't destroying themselves.
Yeah. 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 But that game's cool.
Games as a service.
Man, that game's great. That game is great.
It's okay.
It's game of the year.
I'm not saying it's bad.
You were saying it's game of the year.
It's okay.
Great. Game of the year.
Maybe last year.
And this year.
No.
And maybe next year.
That's not how that works.
Woo.
No.
Do you have any other picks?
No, that's it for me.
Okay, then I'm going to continue on the Overwatch thing, because guess what? Halloween is here.
Okay.
Yeah. The Halloween event is here. Junkenstein Revenge is returned. They added 4 more characters you could play in Junkenstein's Revenge.
I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the horde mode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where Junkrat comes out and he has like Roadhog and Mercy and Reaper. Yeah. They added one more enemy to his castle thing. Dragon.
Oh, Dragon Symmetra
is now one of the enemies, and she puts up a shield generator for all the minions.
That's mean.
Yep.
It's really mean.
She'll kill you.
Or she'll get other people to kill you.
Yeah, but then you can play as now, because originally you could only play as Hanzo, Soldier, McCree, and Ana.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the original 4. Now you can play those 4 and Zenyatta, Torbjorn, and some other 2.
I forget. Do their skills change? Like, do balances change when they play that mode, or
The characters you play don't, but the enemies do.
Okay.
So, like, Reaper has 1,000 health.
Ew.
Instead of 200, so
Gross.
he's just a nightmare. Yeah. So it's the same thing. It's a 5-wave based event. You have your difficulties are great, but the thing that they added was endless mode. 12 waves.
Doesn't sound endless.
I know, but if you finish 12 waves, that means that's considered a quote unquote victory. After that, you get endless bonus waves,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
and it just goes. And they're like, "Oh, what you thought one Reaper was bad enough? Have 3."
Oh, is this like a Gears of War thing where it's like, oh, you're on wave 50, everything sucks.
Yeah. And then they're like, how about 3 Mercies? and then you have 3 Roadhogs and then 2 Symmetras.
Oh, 3 Mercies with her new change?
Yeah.
They're just...
And it's just like, come on.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, but yeah, it gets so hard.
Okay.
But it's fun.
So that's out now?
Yeah, it's out now. Came out yesterday on the Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
And that's great, but the big story, of course, are the skins. All the Halloween skins are pretty cool this year.
I saw like Zara got a Zara. What's her
Zarya has my
Zarya,
favorite
there you
skin this season.
Which one is it?
She has 80s rock god.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So she looks like she's full of neon colors. She has long hair.
I like how Mei is Chinese zombie. Like
Yeah,
she's got the talisman
cool.
on her forehead.
Yeah, Reaper's Dracula, McCree's Van Helsing.
Reaper got another one?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, McCree's Van Helsing. There's Dragon Symmetra.
Symmetra?
A lot of people like Zenyatta's.
Which one's that one?
He's got like I forget who he is, but it's Cthulhu inspired.
Oh,
He's got like
okay.
tentacles coming out of his face.
I think that's Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a Cthulhu.
Oh yeah, he might as well just be Cthulhu. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. They finally gave Torbjorn a Viking costume,
Nice.
so he's just a Viking. And then my favorite is Ana. She's just a pirate, like a captain of a ship.
I saw there was some skin. I don't know if it's for Halloween, but it was Anna as a hippie.
Oh wow, that's
No?
not real.
Is that not real? Okay, because I saw this skin and I was like, this looks like a ridiculous skin. But then I saw it was Anna as a hippie, but then she had like a blunt in her hand, and I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on here. I can't, because it looked more like McCree's cigar.
Yeah.
Right. But because of the way she's dressed, you're like, Anna's smoking weed, man.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that was real or not, but
Yeah,
I guess not.
Yeah, but some cool skins. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I spent $25. I have all of them except Maze. So great for me.
Did you have any more picks? I remembered something I want to talk about.
A pick? No.
No? Okay. I wanted to talk about the housing market.
Oh.
Everyone knows that the housing market in the real world kind of messed up in North America right now.
Yeah, it's too high.
But what about the housing market in Eorzea? In Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, did it crash?
So, some new housing went up. I think it was in the Shirogane section of the new Stormblood expansion. And the stories I'm hearing of people trying to buy a house are insane. So, all the houses in the residence that they put up sold out within 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Just straight up, 30 minutes. So, I want to show you some of the tactics, or tell you about some of the tactics that people are using. First tactic, strictly rolling as a ninja. Because ninja has a jutsu move where you have more movement speed.
So they ran to the...
So you can get to a house faster than
wow.
everyone else. All right? The other one, which I thought was shady as fuck, is you roll up as a group, as a unit. All right? So one person is buying the house. One person's got the capital. They're going to drop it. They're going to do it for the clan. Everyone else is running distraction. So people would log in and set themselves to busy for this specific reason. Because if you weren't set to busy, the other people who are running distraction would go up to random players and start trades with you. And when they start a trade with you, it pops up a trade window, which then blocks you from trying to get to pay the house.
Oh, wow.
It was super crazy. And man, housing markets everywhere, man.
Damn. That's
so
rough.
All the houses are gone.
Oh, that's cruel.
It turns out though, there's, if you want a bunch of rental properties, you can go,
only rental?
you can go rent out some apartments if you feel
Damn,
like
I can't drop a mortgage on that?
No.
Oh,
No, it's not a condo, my friend.
Damn.
Yeah. So, boys and girls, just to let you know, if you didn't care about the housing market now, it's affected the real world. It's affected the fake world.
Fuck.
It's
gross.
It's done the opposite. Instead of the fake world leaking over into the real world has leaked over into the fake world.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Why are there limited amounts of residency?
I don't know. Listen, I don't understand because I think housing is supposed to be this like status symbol. But the thing,
but like if you have potential for unlimited player base.
Yeah.
Why would you limit? I don't know.
Because physical housing, neighborhoods. It's like literally a thing where people are complaining about the 1%ers in Final Fantasy. Because the 1%ers, like, I think there's a couple servers where like a clan or like one person owns almost like 40 to 50% of the housing in a single district.
Jesus.
And they're just sitting on a bunch of houses like, this is my junk house, this is my nice stuff house, this is my Moogle house, and they're just living like ballers.
Damn, can you buy in-game currency?
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
It's just people who have who are farming, or you can buy in-game currency through shady means.
Oh, I see.
Through the gray market, through Chinese gold farmers.
Okay.
But normally, I've heard it's if you play enough, you'll have enough gold for a house. So.
Damn, that's too much.
It's ridiculous. If you guys are interested in that, check out that news story. Google Final Fantasy 14 housing.
Gross.
It's super gross.
Okay. Thank you for that.
But I also heard that there's a new dungeon happening in that game. Okay. It takes place in Rabanastre. Oh. And I'm like, do I have to resub to play in Final Fantasy 12?
Speaking of which, I showed my copy of that.
So do I.
You didn't open yours yet?
What? No, I have it. I played a bunch of it.
Oh, okay.
It's a good game.
I heard.
It's probably the best Final Fantasy.
I don't know.
I don't know. This is one where this kid's a monkey. That's okay.
If by okay you mean the best.
It's fine.
Yeah, man.
But man, being a princess.
But you're not a princess.
But you are a princess.
You're a street rat.
You are a street rat. You start off as a street rat. A vandal who takes that.
Oh, gross. Gross.
And then you become part of royalty.
Yeah. No. This week, let's see. I played a couple things.
Go.
I played Gran Turismo Sport.
That's not a game. Fuck you.
I played Gran Turismo Sport.
So is that in demo or is that out? What's going on with that game?
That's in beta.
Oh, the beta.
It says it has the the icon has a giant beta symbol.
Oh,
beta symbol
for when it was a B spec.
Yeah,
A spec and B spec. All right.
So you know how the game's supposed to be more focused on racing?
Yep.
It is,
but it's not.
But if you do the arcade mode where you race against other AI drivers, they're still not good. Mm-hmm. So it's really about playing online, and that's always a crapshoot, unless you're gonna sign up for hardcore racing leagues. Mm. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with this game. It still is a little tough to control its best on a controller. You definitely need a wheel and pedals just for sensitivity purposes.
Is it more simmy than ever? Do you feel it's going into Project Cars territory or iRacing territory?
It is for sure.
Because Gran Turismo's kind of been in that Forza mode where it's.
I've always thought Gran Turismo felt a bit more realistic than Forza.
Okay.
But it was never on Project Cars level. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Gran Turismo definitely. It's weird though because Gran Turismo was always to me the game where you just buy whatever fucking car you want just so you could drive it.
Yeah, I want to go buy
Yeah.
a 1999 Honda Civic
Yeah.
and then take it around the Nürburgring.
Yeah, this one's weird. This one's just race cars. Like, and for me, I'm like, that's great. I love just race cars, but it definitely feels like when you see the amount of cars in this game, you're like, there's only like 20, 30 cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You're just like, what?
No, Gran Turismo is about having like 17,000 cars.
There's like 30 cars, and it's just like, that can't be it.
Huh. Are they all like fully modeled?
Yeah,
Interior, everything.
The game looks gorgeous, but it does that thing where it's like, it's too perfect that it doesn't look real. Like the way that like a car looks like in real life, no matter how perfect you make it, there's always going to be some imperfections in the atmosphere.
But everything is perfect.
But everything in this game is perfect, so
Okay.
you're like, nah, that's not real. That can't be real.
Right.
It's too good.
Is it like everything is driving around in a car show?
Yeah, kind of.
Alright.
And you're just like, they've littered this game with driving tests, if you're into that.
That's Gran Turismo, man.
And it's like,
You gotta
what?
get that S license.
And it's like, it's so weird. It's like, this is the game that's all about racing, and you're telling, and the way it starts is, this is the brake button. And it's like,
you gotta
what?
put a tutorial somewhere. They don't got instruction manuals anymore.
no. And it's still the same driving test where it's like, if you brake within a time that's 1/10 faster than the other one,
You
then
get silver.
you get silver. And then half a tenth is gold, and you're like, what the fuck?
I had to learn to let those go. Like,
Yeah, you're not gonna get them.
Yeah.
There's some that are just impossible. On a controller, I mean, because you just don't have the sensitivity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's alright, I guess. It's cool.
It's cool.
It's alright.
Does the racing feel good enough to where like Gran Turismo might be relevant again?
No.
Okay. Then
No.
I'm gonna play Need for Speed for my racing fix.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think what Gran Turismo is trying to do is the thing that Project Cars has already succeeded at.
Oh.
And it's just like,
It's too late.
it's like, yeah, because Project Cars just does it better. Like, in every way. It's just like, instead of giving you all these driving tests shit to drive, Project Cars just says, this is how it starts. You jump in a go-kart, you have no gears, you have brake and you have gas, and you learn the fundamentals.
Yeah.
And that's it. And like Gran Turismo does the thing too, where it's like, why is everything a rolling start?
Rolling Star.
Yeah. I don't know. No races. There's no such thing as a rolling start in real racing. So that's that.
What about NASCAR?
That's a game. That's a thing.
Yeah,
It's.
that's real racing.
I mean, yeah, it is for jumps.
I told my cousin, who is diehard NASCAR fan,
Yeah.
About the stewards thing, the
Yeah.
stewards news in
Yeah.
Formula One, and he is like, how the fuck, like, how was that allowed? Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, even he's like, what the heck?
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. The other game I played was.
Overwatch.
No, I did play that, but there's something else I'm going to talk about, but I kind of swore there was a third thing that was in the mix that I tried out.
How about you jump over?
Huh?
How about you jump over into your other thing that you were going to talk about, and then maybe you'll remember.
All right, I don't remember it, but this is only the thing I have left. Played Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Okay, that was what I thought you were going to talk about
The beta.
previously, but
Yeah.
I guess not.
I played that. That is the prettiest looking game out right now.
I heard it's full of microtransactions.
The beta, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I guess maybe. So you know that thing in Counter-Strike, or even in a MOBA, you know how like you play and play and play, and then you have like a technically a currency or technically experience that you build up over time that you could use to buy.
Like a loot box.
No. I mean, like it's only within the round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like you get power ups within the round.
Oh, okay.
If you build up towards it, so that the game has that.
Oh, okay.
I believe you can pre-buy that stuff so that you can just start off
Huh.
with some better stuff, but I'm not too sure about that. I don't know how that works entirely.
Because all I've been hearing about this game is something on the lines of the new Shadow of Mordor game,
Yeah.
where it's just loot box central, and it's kind of ruining it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So like there's these things called cards, and they're essentially like attribute modifiers that you can put onto your character. And yeah, you can buy like just random packs of those and then add them on. You can also earn them. It just means that if you don't have the time to play the game and
Pumping that money.
you pump in the money, then for sure you're going to be ahead of people who just don't want to put in the money but also don't have the time. So like when I started out, I was like, oh fuck, everybody has all these abilities and whatnot.
They're all doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh damn. But that aside, it's way better than the first one in that it's not as basic.
Okay.
The first of all, the lasers are pretty much hit scan now. I remember before.
Probably what it should be.
Yeah, and so it's
They're lasers.
It feels good to hit someone now when you're like, pew! It feels good. They've really focused on making everyone class based, and you could tell this is a game that has been made after the popularity of Overwatch. In that all these classes have abilities.
This is sounding like a straight transition, like from Battlefield 1942 to Battlefield 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what it's sounding like.
Yeah. So like, and they're cool abilities too. Like you have like the heavy who just says, "F it, I want to put up a shield," and he has a shield. The only problem is you can only shoot in third person now.
Whatever.
But you have a shield. The sniper, he has a sniper rifle, obviously.
What?
He also has thermal binoculars that lets him see and mark enemies, which is cool. But the thing that he has is for a pistol, that's his ability. His secondary ability is take out a pistol.
Huh.
And what it does is he puts on automatic radar jammer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so every time he holds his pistol, your radar jammer activates. So that means your pistol is on a cooldown.
Oh no, that sounds super useful.
Yeah.
Not only for like attacks, but like if someone finds your position, just radar jam runs somewhere else.
Yeah, it's a cool escape tool.
That's sick.
The officer or the specialist drops a turret.
Nice.
And then like the assault guy can. You remember how those guns had to reload? They were heat based. Like you shoot them fast and they overheat. His special ability is he takes out a shotgun that has no heat limit.
Huh.
And you can just run through things.
I see.
But it's like a 7-second ability, and then as you play more, you can just pay to start up, like to respawn as. You want to be Darth Maul? Cool. You want to be Rey? Cool.
Okay.
You want to spawn as.
So there's no more like on map power ups.
No.
All right.
You just get it. The mode I played was, I think, was the 20 versus 20. It's like asymmetric combat. Like one is attackers, the other ones are defenders, and they change scenarios and situations. It's real fun and it's real good. It's just, unfortunately, it is the game where it's like, man, you have to put in either a lot of time or if you just want to throw money down to get up to speed with everybody.
Yeah.
If I weren't playing Overwatch, I'd probably jump ship to this, but I'm playing Overwatch.
Okay.
So I won't jump ship. I am curious to see what the campaign is like, though. That's what I'm more interested in.
Oh, yeah, this thing does have a campaign.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Because isn't it like official canon?
Yeah. Takes place in between episode 6 and 7.
Is there a way for me to buy only the single player?
No.
God damn it.
No, but it's, I mean, whatever. Boxing Day will happen.
Okay.
I think that's it, yeah. I mean, I watched Food Wars episode, third
Yeah,
plate.
new season started.
It's Food Wars.
Is it?
The first episode's not really much of anything. It's just setting up what's about to happen. Mm-hmm. But it's Food Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I should watch that show.
You should. It's pretty good.
I watched the first episode a couple times.
Yeah?
It was alright.
Gets better.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think that's it.
You know what the anime world needs?
What?
Second season of Keijo. That's what the anime world
Maybe.
needs. I want to see what pro butt battlers are like.
I should show you this thing called Gundam Battlelog 3.
Sounds like you made that up.
It's called Gundam Build Fighters Battlelog 3.
Oh, okay.
It is some meta fucking shit.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, was that it? You didn't remember what you wanted to talk about
I
before?
don't think so, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, I played some games.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker.
I beat Watch Dogs 2.
Okay.
Finished that. That game fucking goes places. You do some hacker ass hacking shit, and it's a really fun game. You go places. The whole thing of like your data is worth more than you are. Big tech companies are taking advantage of your lack of knowledge in this situation. And all that stuff really kind of comes to a head later in the game when you're revealing the big dark secrets of big mega corporations. And the game does this weird thing of, I guess it's not weird, it's what it's set out to do, but it actually makes you care about these characters who you think are just a bunch of goofballs.
Really?
Like, you actually become a team. And instead of like all these like individuals who are like, I have my own personality, but we just work together because I got this skill set. You kind of grow closer as a squad, and then you kind of end up caring about the different dynamics and what each character brings to the plate. Right? It's actually a really well done game. I think the thing though is that it's really weird that a whole thing about being independent hackers taking down the man and doing all this stuff is a game that's made by one of the biggest game publishers in the world. So there's a little, like, they actually poke fun at themselves with stuff like that. There's a side mission where you go to Ubisoft and you leak an unannounced game. Right? And there's some other stuff where, like, it has throwbacks to the first game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they learned a lot of lessons from making that first game. And the ending of this game kind of opens it up to a possible third game. Whether or not it's the same crew, I don't know. But I really enjoyed it. It was, like, that game's just...
How long was it?
I don't remember a game clock an hour. But I played it pretty much nonstop this week. Yeah. And I also did like a majority of the side missions. I got a couple of collectibles. Eventually, once you start getting more hacker upgrades, playing around with the technology in the world becomes super fun, and it's easy to make your own fun. Like taking on situations how you want to. You can, like, every level seems to have tons of different ways for you to try and attack it. Like, I completed a whole mission without stepping foot in the mission zone because I used my quadcopter to check around to see for a best point of entry. And then I used my little RC rover car thing to sneak in vents, to get around certain robot security and physically hack a computer. And I did all that without stepping foot into the building. Wow. And yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. I played through most of the game non-lethally, so a lot of stun gun, a lot of stuff like that. That was until I got a silenced assault rifle, and I was like, welcome to Murder Town. Population, everyone else. And that happened. They really know how to play with not only the fears of big data technology, but also the vigilantism, like how you would want to fix it and how you think stuff should be, right? And they play into kind of the scary stuff. One of them was it was like a joint operation between the hydro companies and real estate companies, and what they were doing is in a poor section of Oakland, every single month they would forcibly run more electricity through their meter. Yeah. Because everything is hooked up on a grid, like through their CTOS. Yeah. So but they would do it without these people knowing, and then their bill would be higher and higher and higher every month until they couldn't pay it. And what was going to happen is that once they couldn't pay it, they move out of that town. The real estate company buys up all those houses, tears them down, gentrificates the area. And it's like this kind of real thing. Like, gentrification is a thing that's happening now. And it's also this weird, scary future of big data. It made me think a lot more about where my information goes and it's weird because it's like a pulpy, fun game, but it actually made me think more about where my information goes, who I give my information out to. And even though in this day and age it's impossible to go dark, you can still choose how to store your data, right? Like, don't use the remember me button on websites because hackers love that shit. Make a decently strong password. It kind of reinforces certain tech good habits in me to see the utmost extremes, right? It is pretty cool. I think I might have gotten more out of it because I come from like a tech background education wise. But yeah, they use a lot of proper terms too, like backbone networks. They drop a lot of tech jargon and they use it properly, which is cool. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna hack into the cyberspace and get all these bitcoins, right? They actually give proper gravitas and importance to important subjects like backbone networks and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Neat.
There's also like the name of this mission alone kind of made me love the game. There's a mission called Hack the Planet, and I was like, damn.
There's an achievement that in Overwatch.
Is it called Hack the Planet?
Sombra says it is actually one of her lines.
Oh, really?
She could just say hack the planet all the time.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Dumb.
That's so good. So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff to do in this game. There's a lot of fun ways to mess with NPCs. Like if you kind of just want to go around the town and fuck with people. I unlocked an ability to turn someone's phone basically into a Note 7. And just set it on fire and have it blow up in their face. Yeah, you can do all kinds of cool stuff in that game.
Wow.
It's great. Highly recommended. After that, I wanted to play something new, so I went back to my PC and I started playing Hollow Knight.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, Hollow Knight is a action platformer on the PC. I forget who it's made by, but I believe I'm not even gonna say. I just forget who it's made by. And it's really dark tone. It's got platforming kind of a la Super Meat Boy, but also the game is a Metroidvania.
Oh.
So you're going through all these hard platforming techniques or areas, but also there's a map you can follow, secret areas, power-ups, enemies to fight, and how you fight is through you have like a sword slash, right, and you can go up, down, left, right, do all that stuff. But the interesting thing about this game is you have, at least at my current state, I have 5 lives, and you have a soul meter. So every time you attack an enemy, you take portions of their soul and you store it in your bank. And when you're low on life, you can focus, use up that soul, and gain a hit point.
Okay.
But also the soul can be used for different power-ups. So I got a power-up that was basically a Hadoken. And it's a ranged attack that goes through enemies. So you can use it to kind of clear a line of weaker enemies or to hit a strong enemy from farther away. This game is very execution heavy. So if you're going into it and you're just like, oh, look at this boss, I'm just going to start wailing on it, you're going to get dead. There are even certain regular enemies that require a lot of specific timing. So there's one very basic enemy. He has a horn on his head, and he tries to charge into you kind of like a rhino. And he takes more than one hit to kill. So when you hit him, he knocks back a little bit, but he's still charging. So you can like kind of get into a rhythm of like 1, 2, 3 and hit him. But if you mess up that rhythm, you're going to get hit. So far, it's really fun. I really like the atmosphere. You kind of stumble upon to this abandoned town, and everyone has gone down the well into the caves to try and find this legendary treasure. But no one has come back, and the people who kind of do escape the well have lost their souls, and they're just mindless zombies wandering around, so they have to be put to rest. And so far, it's really good. It's such a beautiful art style. The level design really encourages you to explore. If you're playing this game, I recommend every time you hear a weird sound in an area, just explore that area because there's probably something to be found there. And yeah, overall, it's fantastic. I'm playing this on a controller, so I hooked up my
Oh, are you?
Yeah, my Xbox controller to my PC, and it's probably the way to play it. Yeah, I really like it.
Cool.
And then the last games I've been playing is I went retro because I got a shipment in from PlayAsia.
Oh.
And I got my Famicom Classic, baby.
Oh.
So
damn.
I bought a regular Famicom Classic, not a Super Famicom Classic. And
And what?
this thing is super cute.
It looks like a Famicom.
Yeah, it looks like a Famicom, but the controllers are also super tiny.
Really?
So they can slide into the side
That's
of the thing.
dumb.
And so, like, I'm playing with a controller. You can't, like, the listeners can't see this, but you can see it. But my hand is basically...
I can imagine. You're playing a Game Boy Micro.
I'm playing a Game Boy Micro.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. I really like it. I didn't realize that Super Mario 2 our Super Mario 2 in Japan is called Super Mario USA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So they got a bunch of classics in there. Mario 1, 2, 3. Final Fantasy 2. I'm not going to be able to play it.
Nope.
Because it's all in Japanese.
Nope.
And also there's no kanji. So the thing about Japanese is you could kind of get through it if you know certain kanji, because certain kanjis mean certain words, right? Whereas in this one, it's just all hiragana, and if you don't know the context of what they're speaking in, then you're boned. It could be anything. It could be one of like 17 words.
Yeah.
Right. So that kind of sucks. But there's a couple Japanese exclusive ones. I think my favorite is a sumo game. I forget what it's called. Like, it's Sumo no something. Because it's kanji I can't read. And so it's a sumo game, 2D. You pick your sumo guy and you face off against AI sumo guys. And you can do strike attacks, grapple attacks. But there's like a surprising amount of depth in it. Because during a grapple attack, say you're near the edge, you can... like if you do your button timings right, you can throw them behind you and like switch sides, and then throw them out of the ring. And it's a very simple game, but it's a very deep game. It's pretty fun. I ended up playing some other stuff like Gradius, like Galaga, a lot of other classics. It's fun to have save states in a lot of those games, because then in certain areas where you would normally get stuck, you can just reload that save state and then be like, hey, I'm going to restart from here. That's what I'm doing in Mario 1 right now. So I've always wanted to be able to like speed run Mario 1.
Yeah.
Not as like world record thing, but just to be able to do it. To be able to like hold B, hold left, and then never stop. So I'm getting closer, and having save states is really helping. So I can pretty much go through... most of that game using warps, obviously, until 8-1. And then 8-1 it gets kind of tough, and I lose.
So you just restart your save state's at 8-1.
So my save state is at 8-1, 3 lives, and then I just practice 8-1 over and over again.
That's good.
I really like it. The thing is super cute. The wires are way too short.
I was gonna ask, are they shorter than the?
They are shorter.
Are they like 2 feet?
They're 2 feet, and also the weird thing about the Super Famicom is that the wires are attached to the console from the back.
Oh.
So even though you have 2 feet, your 2 feet starts from behind the console.
Oh.
So you're getting even less.
That's weird.
Because it's like the original Famicom.
I guess
it doesn't make for good design.
Wow.
So this thing is basically on my lap while I'm playing it, and I just
that
I just have the longest HDMI cable running through it.
Wow.
But it's a cool little toy. I like having easily accessible HD versions of these classic NES games. And then the last thing I did was I watched an anime. It's called Suzude Children. No, Suzude Children. There you go. It was from last season. It's a short show. It's 12 episodes, but they're basically 10-minute episodes if you take out intros and outros.
Okay.
And I watched it all in one sitting.
Okay.
It follows multiple couples throughout high school and how they deal with relationships from the start of the relationship to the end of the school year. So there are certain couples like throughout the show that they take maybe the whole show to confess to each other, right? Even though the first 2 episodes are basically about confessions, how different people feel during confessions, if they feel nervous, if they're just aloof to other people's feelings, if they know what they want and they just want it and they know how to get it, right? It's really interesting seeing different couple dynamics.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. There are some couples that are there for maybe an episode or 2, and there's some couples that are there for the whole length of the season, right? So you kind of get snippets of here and there, or you can get an overarching story between a bunch of characters. It's really cute. I kind of would recommend it to you, except for the fact that it's one of those shows where everyone gets a happy ending.
Oh, so there's not one that's like it just didn't work out, or like
no, like there are a bunch of stuff where it's like problems happen,
but they all get resolved.
But they get resolved, right? So it's not My High School Romantic Comedy snafu where it's just like shit got real and then it stayed real, and then it's over, right? So there's nothing like that in it, but
so good.
It does play a lot with the needs and wants of different people and different relationships and different combinations of people. I think one of my favorite couples were these childhood friends. And the girl was telling her friend, she's like, we've been dating for like a year, and we haven't even held hands. We haven't even kissed. Like, I don't know what's going on, right? And so she decides to talk to the boyfriend about it. And the boyfriend is like, wait, we're dating? I thought this was a comedy bit. I thought that, because like what they do as friends is that they're always doing like comedy duo bits, right? So when she did the whole thing, I really like you, he thought it was a bit, and he played along. And so for a whole year, she thought they were dating.
Oh,
and he's just like, what are you talking about? Right?
Oh.
Or there's one between the student council president. He's kind of this, he no nonsense guy. He knows what he wants, and he's very confident in it, and he just wants it. But he has fallen for the delinquent girl.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Of course he would.
Of course he would, right? And so he kind of, the delinquent girl is very simple but very emotional, and so he plays with her emotions and puts her in very like awkward situations and stuff, and the way he plays with her emotions and stuff is very cute. Like sometimes it borderlines on mean, but it works with their couple dynamic because she's more mean physically and he's more mean just like in a conniving way. It's a very cute show. I also like, I showed you there's a comedic relief character in there, and
he's cool.
Yeah, he is very cool. He's part of the the Pop Star Club, I think.
Oh wow!
And so he's just going around being like a J-pop star, like breaking people's hearts and stuff. And he'll appear when shit gets real heavy, just to kind of relieve the tension for a bit for a scene. And his scenes are always the best. Yeah. The other thing I like about this show though is their use of color. This show is very colorful, very high contrast. Yeah. And it's a joy to look at. It's very fun. So yeah, there's a lot of different dynamics between different couples, and the amount of information they show you in such a little amount of time is pretty impressive. They kind of get down to it. Oh yeah, another one of my favorite characters is he's known with him and his friends. They're the dorks, right? But they're the ugly dorks. They're like, we don't need women because we'll never get women, so we can like, we're bros, we're men, we can be with each other and all do all this stuff, right? But one of them gets a girl because she was being groped on the subway, and he helped her out, and so they kind of, and it's like this really cute girl, right? And the whole dynamic between his friends trying to support him and being like, listen, no, it's okay, we don't need to see the movie together. You go live your dreams. And then they're crying. They're like manly tears. They're like, oh my God, you're my best friend. How could you do this for me? I feel so bad. Right? And it's like, it's pretty cool. It's manly tears, but with nerdy kids. There's a lot of good stuff in that show. And it's also very short. I finished it in one sitting. So I really enjoyed it. It's good. It was good stuff. And that's been the new stuff in my week. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Unless you want to talk about data validation, baby.
Did you say data validation?
Yeah.
Like at your job?
Well, no, I've been doing it for funsies. Oh. I got a Humble bundle, and it's all about manipulating big data in databases and stuff. Oh, wow. So I've been reading those.
That sounds like
fun.
Got some
ebooks.
Wow, sounds like excellent fun.
Learning how to program in Ruby.
Wow. That's great.
I don't want to talk about it. Don't take me up on it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good. That's great, because I wasn't going to take you up on it.
All right, thank you. Awesome.
But that does bring us to the end of another exciting episode of TNIAB. Hope you guys enjoyed it this week. We talked about Jackie Chan.
Are we recapping our episode?
Talk about Jackie Chan. Some cool...
No, sorry. It's Jack Chan.
Jack Chan and Jones.
Jackie Anna Jones.
And then some movie trailers.
Our weeks
and stuff. And it was a good time. And who knows? Maybe next week we'll do it all over again. Talk about Jackie Chan.
Oh man, if we can watch another Jackie Chan movie by next week.
I think we can.
When's that new one out? When's Taken 4 out?
Tomorrow.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh man, what you doing Tuesday?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know? That's what I'm saying.
There we go.
Yeah, cool.
See you later.
Bye, guys.